Do That Hurt from Waffles. He listens in Salem, Ohio. That's pretty much Pennsylvania. We don't come in too clear over the air out there, so he has to listen on the app. 100.7 in Pittsburgh. You're going to get Star FM, if memory serves. It's the old B94. Josh is a bureau chief in Tulsa. Erica listens in Florence, South Carolina. Kayla is in Duxbury, Vermont. Andrew is one of our bureau chiefs in Chicago. And Darren listens in Honolulu. You know, we have a bunch of bureau chiefs there, actually, in Honolulu. We've got Darren. We've got TJ. We've got Justin. And I was reading about, it's on the island of Honolulu. Is the island Honolulu? I know the city is. Anyway.
I think that's the island, too.
On the island that has Honolulu, not far away from the city, is a river that smells like beer. And they determined that you could get drunk if you drank from this river. And it's nothing any more strange than runoff from a brewery or something. But they had to do tests on the water because people that lived nearby were complaining that it smelled like beer. And so they came by and did tests, and they found out that it was 1.2% alcohol.
So it's near beer.
Yeah. The island.
3.2.
Oahu is the island.
Okay.
Thank you for devotion to accuracy.
I've never been, so.
No.
They said that people who were hiking around Diamond Head said that the whole area reeked. And so they had to do some investigation, and they determined that it was the Paradise Beverages. They found alcohol in the contaminated runoff water from the pipe. And so now they got to figure that out, what they're going to do. There was 0.25% of a Coors or a Budweiser. So, you know, if you were, but I don't know, you're out there living your best life on Oahu. Isn't that where Magnum P.I. was? Wasn't he on Oahu?
Yeah, but I've never seen that show.
I'm
too young.
I've seen one episode.
You know
of
it's
that
in
show.
reruns, right? They still do like Magnum P.I. helicopter tours over there on Oahu.
No, they don't. They stopped them today.
They did? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was saving up.
Huh? They'll have to do the new Magnum P.I. reboot helicopter tour.
Is it still going to be Rick and TC?
I don't know who those people are.
You never saw Magnum P.I.?
Not a second.
Wow. Why? It's great.
It was on when I was in school. Syndication?
Yeah, it's probably on Cozy TV or something.
I'm not watching a lot of Cozy TV.
You're not watching Frasier reruns?
If I watch Frasier, I'm watching it on Paramount Plus.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I never watch live TV unless it's sports. We talked about this.
I know.
When was it? Who was in?
Gwen?
Was it Gwen? Talking about you being a flipper.
Yeah, I'm a flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a flipper.
Yeah.
Are you a flipper? I feel like you don't even watch a lot of TV in general. Corey?
No, I really don't. I mean, just things like the award shows or things like that will happen live. Nowadays, I even catch up with that stuff after that. I watch nothing live, ever.
You're watching Ghostbusters on repeat.
The same concerts on YouTube over and
Oh, is that what you're doing?
And, oh, yeah,
I
my
don't
God,
watch much. I almost never watch anything on YouTube. Like if my daughter, we have YouTube on our television, and my daughter will want to watch like funny animal videos or something, but those things will like drain your soul after about 30 seconds. But that's about the only time I ever watch anything on YouTube.
It's insane. Like
you can really go down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
There's some great documentaries and stuff like that on YouTube
that are only on YouTube.
Yeah, like it's
really
like
that I would watch.
Produced for YouTube. I watched this one about the Cavs and like kind of what it took for them to win the championship and like all the ups and downs that they've had throughout the franchise. Like there's really interesting, like not like QAnon type stuff, but like
right.
Interesting documentaries about bands or just, you know, information out there where you can really go down a very entertaining rabbit hole for whatever you're into on YouTube. I'll watch stuff about sneakers. I'll watch stuff about records, different stuff like that.
I did briefly subscribe to YouTube in order to like watch Cobra Kai when it was a thing. I watched that, and there was a documentary
on Netflix now.
Well, I know that, but are they ready to come back for another season?
I think they did season 3 last year. I think season 4 is coming out later in 2022.
I didn't know there was a new Tiger King until this morning.
Oh yeah, we mentioned it briefly here, but they have not been talking about that very much. I don't think because maybe they have. There's just so much crap.
I don't think anybody wants this new Tiger King.
No, and I think I subscribed to YouTube TV like when they first started, but it was like $80 a month. Or
they jacked up the price.
They immediately jacked up the price, and I was like, screw this. I'm already subscribing to everything else.
Right. There was one thing I really wanted to see other than Cobra Kai, and I watched that and quickly canceled my subscription to YouTube television. Yeah.
Am I the only person excited for the Party Down reboot?
I am excited for that.
Yeah.
I love that show.
That's 6 of the 7 original cast members are coming back. They couldn't get Lizzie Kaplan because she's doing too many other things, but I'm surprised they got everybody else. They got Adam Scott and Megan Mullally.
Ken Marino's like, yes.
I know, right? Ryan Hansen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Ryan Hansen. Those are two guys that I think are very, very funny that can never seem to, whenever they're like a lead character on a show, it never takes off.
Right.
So good for them.
I love Party Down.
Party Down's a great show.
A 6-episode order. So, that's fun.
Now do I got to get stars for a week?
Yeah, you got to get stars. Yeah. I mean, the old episodes are still on stars.
Did you guys give the new Saved by the Bell a chance at all?
I never watched the old Saved by the Bell.
Oh, that's right. You never did. Yeah. Bill, what about you? Where do you sit on Saved by the Bell matters?
I used to watch when I was a kid, I watched Saved by the Bell, but I never watched the new one. But I heard it was actually pretty decent.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like new season of that drops on Wednesday too. So there's my birthday, Saved by the Bell, and Tommy Lee porn with my chick. Cool.
That's a very 90s birthday.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared. Saved by the Bell. Is this the theme song?
Yeah, what kind of re-recording is this though? Get this facsimile out of
I don't know. I just found it on the TV themes list here.
I feel like this is like the season 1 where it was still taking place in Indiana.
No, that was a completely different show. That was Good Morning Miss Bliss. Didn't have a traditional theme song.
But then they packaged it on the reruns as Saved by the Bell.
Which I call just shrimp on that all over the place. See that? Now I'm picking these
I didn't make the show.
I know you didn't.
Just telling
you how I feel strongly about these things.
I know. You always have a nice hard opinion. There's that caller from last segment. It's like, don't you go there. Don't start talking about D's.
That's right. Yeah. Well, a lot of people texted me or Team Poundcake on that last caller.
Of course.
Yeah.
We all have our lovers and our haters.
He needs to come to terms with the fact that he's probably a homophobe at least.
I think he might be a homosexual.
Well, he definitely. Well, listen, there's that old saw about people who have a problem with gay people are probably gay themselves, and I never quite I understand what they're trying to get across, but there are plenty of people who don't like gay people who are they're not gay, they just don't like hearing about it.
Yeah, that's like saying they don't like black people, they must be black themselves. No, you can just be a bigot.
Well, I'm 1/8 black, and, I've got a black friend, and I don't even tell people that Poundcake is my black friend. That's how little he and I talk.
So your black coworker.
I don't even tell people that. Don't you have a black coworker? Nope. I do not.
Yep, he works in sales. Don't worry about it.
That's right. Yeah, so Party Down's coming back. I guess Lizzie Kaplan was too busy doing the Fatal Attraction reboot. Oh. So they can't get her. It's like a series over on Paramount Plus. Carla Gugino was on Saved by the Bell first season.
Hell yeah, she was. One episode, though.
Oh, she's so foxy. She still looks great. Anytime she pops up in something, she looks great. She's like my age.
I feel terrible saying this at this age because she was way hot to me at that age, but even... She was like, how some girls are just good looking, they're destined for greatness? That was her. She couldn't have been any older than 14 when she was on Saved by the Bell.
Well, I saw her in Son-in-Law, and then I was like, all right. Yeah. But she was in Haunting a Hill House. She was in Sin City. She's Sin City, she's great in everything.
She's all in Sin City. She's all.
G.G. Allen documentaries on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I'm probably in it. I've seen the G.G. Allen documentary.
My one friend told me to watch there's a 9/11 documentary on Hulu that I watched the first episode.
About the emergency callers?
Nope. About the day,
What day?
9/11.
9/11?
2001.
What?
Terrorist attacks. And it's
Man,
just...
I must have slept through that. What happened there?
Oh, there's just a lot. There's a lot of things going on. And it's very interesting, but it's like she is younger, so she's
not going to get triggered.
Well,
it's very triggering to watch that 9/11
It's more
stuff.
informational for her, yeah. And like I'm watching it, I'm like, man, I remember like being panicked and being upset and like watching stuff, and I haven't finished it because it really did like I watched the first episode, and I'm like, okay, that was a lot, and like I'll probably finish it because it is very well done, and it's but it's just because it's people's personal accounts.
Of course, it's called Loose Change, is what you're talking about.
No, not that one.
A blow-by-blow account.
It's on Hulu. I can't remember what it's exactly titled, but
I'm listening.
It's really, really hard to watch for me because these people are going back into their memory and talking about 9/11 on
One
camera.
Day in America?
Yeah, for like the first time since it happened. And just like, what's crazy too is like the amount of footage that they had like from inside like a restaurant that was in
Windows of the World.
stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a lot. But yeah, I'll finish it.
Yeah, Hulu did a couple of years ago. Hulu did a fictionalized series with Jeff Daniels called "The Looming Tower," about the run up to 9/11 and about how they were trying to. They all played real people, but it basically ends with Jeff Daniels' character, who was like the new. He used to be an FBI guy, and he was newly installed as the head of security at the World Trade Center. And he took the gig because he figured they'd pay him a lot of money, be a sweet, cushy gig. And the series ends with him in his office going, "What the hell was that?" And it was the first hit on the tower.
Yeah.
It was wild. But yeah, for a long time, every 9/11, the news was overrun with all this rerun footage. And so if you were old enough to have lived through that and remember it, you would feel those things all over again. And then they kind of stopped doing that, and then they started it again this year because it was the 20th anniversary.
I'm glad they started it back up, to be honest with you. I'm fascinated by 9/11 stuff.
It's hard to watch,
It
man.
is.
I mean,
If it was a movie, though, like how many, like I hate to say this because it's taken the wrong way. I'm impressed by 9/11 in a way. Like the fact that it's the...
How can anybody take that the wrong way?
Well, I know it's pretty black and white there, but like if that was a movie, and I know it was, but like if 9/11 the real thing never actually happened, but people went to the movies, they'd be leaving out that would never happen, like it's so unbelievable. I can't believe that's something I lived through and saw.
I think it's amazing that there is so much footage of it because this is pre-smartphones and so you largely had to rely on tourists who might have had a camera on them or a camcorder, because even there weren't cell phone videos then, and that I recall. Not in 2001.
There was barely cell phones in 2001.
Yeah,
like there
were
cell
bricks.
phone videos didn't come till like 2006. Kramer basically put those on the map.
Cell phone videos.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Have you guys seen the Twin Towers like before they fell? Did you see them in person, Alan? You probably have. Bill, did you?
I flew.
I
flew back on September 10th from New York.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was doing my show for the VMAs.
Oh, cool.
And I had friends who were staying longer, like through that weekend, because they just want to hang out in New York a little bit. They were from all over the country, and they couldn't get out. They were there for like a week after that.
Do you remember who won?
Who won 9/11?
No.
Who won the VMAs?
The VMAs.
I don't remember that, no. But I was still on in Pittsburgh, and so I had flown back the day before.
I was in New York City in November of 2001, and I'd spent a lot of time there when I was a teenager, but like just the huge pile was massive, dude. It looked like it was flat to the ground. Like I didn't go looking for the Twin Towers, the rubble and all that, but it was probably, I'd say like 2 stories high before the rubble that we saw with the jaggedy stuff and all that pointing out. Like it was that high before that even began. It's just a massive, massive pile of mess. Did I just say S? I'm sorry.
I haven't been back there though. I haven't seen like the memorial, or the Freedom Tower, all that kind of stuff. I haven't been to that. But yeah, I was in the World Trade Center, or I was there before all that.
Now I have seen that. I've seen the memorial, and it's very haunting.
Yeah.
It's very haunting.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I actually went there to write lyrics the last time I was there, and they had turned out exactly the way you thought they would. They were all pretty much F off, E to D, and
It's like,
Very American, yeah.
Who won 9/11? Was that the song?
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I was actually
Was it
I'm pretty
9/11?
impressed.
Sweet.
Brian, this grooves for Corey.
Yeah!
Who won 9/11?
In this place with a new set of eyes can make you feel lost.
Now, I don't hear any lyrics pouring out of you, Corey. I think Brian expected this to be just the inspirato that any...
I just thought I was listening to someone's audition.
Yeah, you got room for Brian in Speed
In
Rail?
Speed Rail?
We might. They let me in, so anything's possible. And the jet
did you-
screamed through the air, and the ashes in her hand.
There you go. Did you join an existing band with Speed Rail?
We all came together at the same time.
That's what I thought,
I
but,
was
yeah.
That's the way
recruited.
I like to do it.
Yeah. Well, no, like
Ideally, that's what'll happen. Yeah.
I'm an original member. I'm a founding member of Speed Rail. So yeah, one of my buddies like, hey, I'm trying to put together a band that doesn't give an F. I'm like, I'm your guy. And then we found the girls, and they don't give an F either. And it's rad, kick-ass band, Speed Rail.
So that guy who called about Poundcake called back. And he's the guy who is gay and
Yeah,
doesn't
I knew
like...
it.
Okay.
I know it. I know.
I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, I
I
know,
can't tell
I know.
who's who, you know. Do you want to hear his follow-up message?
Sure.
Hey, Alan, I was just listening to the show and heard you sitting there saying about people sitting there saying I apparently must be a homophobe because of how I feel about Poundcake. I am a homosexual.
Nailed
I
it.
can't stand Poundcake because Poundcake makes the homosexual community look like everything that every right-wing religious gay hater group says about us is true. The man's as annoying as hell. I cannot stand him.
But doesn't he just you just represent yourself. He's got a bigger platform than a lot of gay people in town do. This guy
But
really don't like it.
But I understand why it bothers him because this is a lot of people's only this is all they're exposed to when it comes to a gay person. So they hear
Well, that's not
Poundcake.
on Cody.
I know that's not on Cody, but I get where this guy's coming from. Where like you want to be an example, I guess, and it's but Poundcake comes from a different generation where you don't have to be.
Can't even stand to hear his voice. And he's not entertaining.
Well, that's not true.
Whether they want to agree with it or not, the man is not entertaining. He's about as entertaining as Lansing a Boyle. But when they want to sit there and say, well, I must be a homophobe.
As what?
Lansing a Boyle, I think he said.
Lansing a Boyle.
Which those
No,
got millions of views. On
He was a
YouTube.
cyclist.
Dr. Pimp.
We wish we were as exciting as Lansing a Boyle. Like
Lance
that,
Boyle is still trying to live down all those
Lansing a Boyle
accusations.
can get you millions of dollars. I mean, you got a whole TV show about it.
There's juicing and there's
I'm
pussing.
a
He got all
proud
kinds of trouble.
gay. I just can't stand when someone wants to paint us in a negative view, embarrass and shame us, and make us look really bad and think it's okay. That's my problem with Poundcake.
Well, there's more than that. Maybe I should set up like a Yalta conference with that guy and Pound. Like he can be Churchill. Well, I'll be Churchill. Poundcake can be put the D in Franklin D. Roosevelt, and then that guy can be Stalin. There, we'll figure it out, But maybe we could reach some kind of détente between that guy and Poundcake. Best part is though, Poundcake couldn't care less.
No.
And frankly, I always chalk it up to him making up for lost time. That he was so, by his own description, so unable to express himself the way he wanted to for so long that he does it as much as he can now. It just so happens he also has a public forum that I've given him to do it. So be angry at me. Don't be angry at Poundcake.
All right, Brian, play us out.
Here, hold on. I'll get him back.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on. I'll get Brian back. All right, I got to take a break. If you want 100.7 WMMS The Buzzard. You want to get the last word in, shoot me a text. 35192. Next chance for you to grab $1,000, by the way. Next keyword to go fund yourself is coming up at 6:30. And then the Cavs game tonight, 7:30, here at home against the Warriors.